Guys and ladies, I've got a couple of my subscribers they kind of thought I was ignoring them on my live streams, and I don't ignore the comments and stuff on there. I notice them when they got little emojis and stuff, you know, and two, I notice them too when like if they leave me a super chat, and I'm not telling anybody to leave me a super chat, just so I'll notice it. But when they leave a super chat, it comes up there in good color, and I can't help but see it. So I notice them. And then some people will leave little emojis and stuff there, and I tend to notice them. But if it's just a comment, there's a good chance I'll miss it. I don't do it intentionally, and there's no way I would not want to talk to somebody. If I notice this, and it's a question or something, if I notice it, I'm gonna acknowledge it. But yeah, you gotta remember, folks, I'm pretty soon gonna be 82. And in one sense, just saying 82 don't seem like that much, but then say, I'm pretty soon gonna be 82, and that's gonna be 18 years from 100. I most likely won't be around to see that. But no, I don't ignore anybody that comments, and I see it. And I especially have to have my glasses on to see it, because the print's kind of small. And I don't like to wear, the reflection is not too bad right now, I'm looking at it. But for the most part, when I'm doing my live streams, the glare from my monitor, the background is blue. And you could see it in the reflection of the glasses. My eyes look blue, or you just see a big blue blob on my eyes. So I try not to wear them unless I'm trying to read a comment or something. And well, I done lost my train of thought again. There you go. I'm an old fart. But there was something I just seen on the news, and did y'all see where Jay Leno, he's got this garage with all these cars and stuff in it, and he must have been messing with a car or working on it or something, and there was a small explosion from gas, and he got the side of his face burnt, and must be pretty bad. And he talked like, we ain't seen him, I haven't seen him. But he said he's gonna have a week or two to get over it. I hope it ain't too severe, but it's just on one side of his face. But what was that I was gonna see on the cotton picking news that I thought was absolutely horrendous? And I can't remember what it was, save my neck. And of course, Ted, if you're watching, my friend, I'll be looking forward to this Sunday coming. If you've been there and sitting on that porch, and that's just fine. You sit on that porch, my friend. I appreciate it. Got a lot of comments about Ted. And guess what I'm gonna do, Ted? Guess what I'm gonna do with part of that $100? Maybe all of it if it takes it. I've been needing to take Bailey, my dog, to the vet. And she's got a skin condition. And I've tried everything and nothing helps. It's got to go to the vet and see what's going on with that. I wish I could think of what there was something else I was wanting to talk about. I only went outside twice today. It was sprinkling a little bit here and there, so didn't get out the right. Boy, where's my? There it is. My head starts itching, folks. This is a pet brush. I don't use this on my pet. I use this to scratch my head. I can't do a good shampoo with my hair. I guess a barber would give me a shampoo. I wonder what that would cost. But yeah, this scratches my head. Pretty good. And now the other side, the brush side, I'll brush Bailey with that. I'll brush Bailey with that. Alright, Bailey ain't being too. There's my little dog, and most of the time them ears is laid back unless she hears me say, "You want to go outside?" See that ear move? She's my baby. I love it so much. Yeah. Look in the camera, baby. Say hey. Say hey. Say hey, Ted. It's my baby. That's my bed warmer. Let's put her back over here. You know, old men like me and Ted's got a dog similar to Bailey. I've got this dog. And he don't go nowhere without that dog. And I don't drive. If I was still driving or something and had a car, I'd probably take her with me in the car. I used to do that when I was going to get Jaden at school and taking Jaden to school. But the thing about me and Ted, we're old. And we got less time now than we had years ago, you know. So we don't know when it's going to be our time to go. And it bothers me that if Bailey dies before I do, I'm going to be heartbroken over it. And if I die before Bailey does, she's she's gonna miss me. She's not gonna get the same treatment that she gets from me. And the same thing applies to Ted. When it's Ted's time to go, does he go before his dog? And what's her name? His name? Oh boy, I'll have to look at that letter I got. Yeah, it's right here. I got the letter right here. I have to put my glasses on. That dog's name's right on the tip of my tongue. For one of them have gone before us. Sure, yeah. It's my wife, Pippin. Pippin. He's had his wife bought him that dog 8 years ago, and I wouldn't be without him. So, you know, if Ted goes first, I'm sure Pippin's. I don't know what his family structure is. I don't know if there's somebody there with him or does he live alone. You know, I'm fortunate that I've never had an empty nest. Jennifer was born in 1970. Bud was born in 1972, and he died in 1986. But Jennifer never left home. Jennifer come home from college, had a baby, which was Donovan, and that was in 1990, and I've had Donovan all his life. And he's still right here with me. Now, Joey, my middle grandson, he's not here. He fell in love, and he's with this other girl. And he's happy. But I sure miss him being around. But that's the trouble with having pets at our age. We almost need them. You know, she's my constant companion, and I'm sure it's the same with Pippin and Ted. That's the part of life I don't like. People die all the time. And sooner around it gets to you and your family, you know? It's hard. It's hard being married to a lady for all these years. In my case, it was 48 years. In Ted's case, it was like 55 years, I believe. I mean, my gosh, my wife, she was there. She was there for me for everything. And I don't know how she stood me for 48 years. I don't know. I got the best end of that deal. She didn't get the best end of the deal. I did. She could have done a lot better than me. And I got to start hanging pictures in this room. I've been in this house 2 years now. And this is my baby. Let me do my camera. Yeah, see, can you see that? That's my baby. That was one of the, back when I was doing photography. If you notice that background is not real. That's a studio background that I had in my little studio. And I don't really know. That had to probably be about 2006, something like that. But I want to get my pictures hung again. Everything. I love her so much. So much. I wish I could see a picture of Ted. And Ted, I understand, like, by you not being having a YouTube account, which, by the way, YouTube accounts are free. But by you not having a YouTube account, you can't make any comments on my live streams. But if you're watching any of my videos, you can make comments there. No problem. But on the comments on the videos, that's all you can do is make comments. You can't leave a thumbs up or a thumbs down unless you're a YouTube member. I've been told that by, just a minute, dear, I'll think of you. Willow. Willow. She's one of my, what do you call them people that stays on your videos and I forget the name of that. And then I got this one guy, he thought I was leaving hints that I didn't want to fool with him on my live streams anymore, but that certainly isn't the case. I want as many people on my live stream as I can get, and by gosh, my friend, I thank you so much. And I talked about him on one of my last videos. Well, it was Dwayne T64, you know, and I was talking about him smoking, and he's got that COPD or whatever you call it. And he's not going to quit. He don't plan on trying to quit. I wish he would. But anybody can quit. It's in you to do it. And I quit 2 or 3 times. But the last time I quit, it was for good. I've not had one. Every once in a while, I'll be sitting around talking to somebody outside, and they'll whip out a pack of cigarettes and get them a cigarette and light it up. And I start smelling that. It smells so good. And I like to take one of the cigarettes and just I call it a nose hit. I just take it up there and go, smell that thing, stick it in my lip. And at one time I actually lit it up. It about killed me. I tell you, that thing about killed me. And that's what I don't understand about smoking. It really, the first time you light one up, it really irritates you. I mean, it hurts. So I don't understand why anybody gets hooked on them things. I remember the first time my sister was smoking, and she was telling me, you gotta try it. And she was showing me how to do it and everything, and she had me light one up, and I lit it up, and it about killed me. She said, no. You just do a little bit at a time till you get used to it. So that why does people get hooked on them things? I don't understand how people get hooked on liquor. Especially people that's really hooked on alcohol, they just drink that stuff straight up, you know? It's not mixed with anything. And the first time I tasted it, it burned, it was very irritable and all that stuff. And at one point, I got to where I'd get these little mixed drinks that I thought were really good. And I started getting hooked on them things. And they had these little drive-by liquor stores where you could just drive through a drive-through, kind of like you would at a burger joint, and pick up a little mixed drink ready to go. And you're sitting there driving and you're picking up this drink and drinking. Well, I realized I might be headed for trouble, so I stopped. I didn't do it anymore. And I think they outlawed them drive-thrus, I'm not sure. But that was a good little drink I was getting. I can't remember that, and it was only like $1. Something like that. That was in Hopewell, Virginia, and Petersburg, Virginia, way back in the 70s. That was some good stuff. I mean, it tasted good. But now some people have ordered just a straight up shot of whiskey, you know. Not me. Well, I don't drink any of that stuff anymore. I didn't stay drinking it too long. No, sir. But I just don't see how people get hooked on it like my daddy was. My daddy, and the only drinking he was doing when he died was now see here, I've totally forgot what I was talking about. That worries me. What was I talking about? It's just like your mind goes blank, and that happens every once in a while with me. I don't know. I know I just had some, let me show you here in the trash can. Well, where is it in the trash can? Well, I know I put them in there. Yeah, there they are. There they are. Y'all know what these are? Corn on the cob. And what I do, I don't have my teeth in, so I can't eat corn on the cob, but I set them on the plate, and I cut the kernels off with a knife, throw a little butter and salt and pepper on them things, and gobble them up. That's fresh corn on the cob. I guess it's fresh. And now Jaden, he'll eat his right off the cob with his teeth, and I can't do that unless I put my teeth in. Now, if I put my teeth in, I have no problem with eating corn on the cob, and I got a pain in my leg. But no, guys, if you leave a comment or something on my live streams and I don't respond to it, it's just simply because I didn't see it. And if somebody like Willie that watches stuff don't remind, they watch those things, and mention something in another comment, I need that answer so-and-so's question or something, you know, but it's just hard. I just miss stuff. I'm old. I'm not the brightest bulb on the tree anymore, and I know that. I'm not as fast as I was, and I used to be back in my younger day. I could learn something, like I could go in a factory, and I only worked in a factory a couple of times in my life, but whatever I was going to be doing, I learned it real fast. People was impressed on how fast I caught on to my job, you know, how I done it. I was real quick. Now, not so much. I'm not quick anymore. And I hate that. In my mind, I don't feel old till I start realizing I can't do stuff that I used to could do. Just like with this TubeBuddy, I couldn't get this TubeBuddy over on my new computer in the new account. And and the only way I got it back on was I kept fiddling with everything. I'd go in there, they'd say, you need to do this, need to do that. And I'd go back in there and I'd try to do everything, and I thought I was doing everything they told me, but obviously I wasn't. And I'd just go in there and I'd like, well, here's something, push on that and everything. And it finally wound up, I finally hit the right button or something, because all of a sudden YouTube was on my channel. And I've got so used to that YouTube. It's a very handy thing to have when you're editing and everything and making your thumbnails, and but I've got to sit down here. I seen something, and I got to figure out how to do this. It's I can't remember what it's called. Let me pull it up. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up. Programs and features, see if that's that. No, that's not it. It is programs, network and internet system and security. I can't. I think it was, it's called Launch Remote Assistance. That's where you can send a link from this to somebody's email, and they can click on that in their email, and it will give them a complete view of everything on my computer. In other words, they're in their computer just like you're sitting here in it, to try to help you with a problem or something that you don't understand. And boy, has it got to be somebody you trust. Well, I seen that. And let me click on it and I'll show you what it says. I click on it and then it says, invite someone you trust to help you. So you click on that, and I'm thinking, boy, now I can get Marty in here and let him see what I'm doing wrong. So I clicked on that, and it says, this computer is not set up to send invitations. Oh, I wonder what you have to do to get it set up to do that. I wonder. I don't know. A firewall is blocking. A firewall is blocking remote assistance connections, it says. Okay. So anyway, I couldn't do it. I wished I could have. Because I know that there's a couple of little things in here when I'm doing my editing, my videos and stuff that I'm not doing right. And I'm not sure what certain things mean. But I would sure let Marty into my computer if it was possible for me to do it, but I don't think it's going to be. But Marty understands, and by the way, Marty Tice, he is Crazy Family too. And my neighbor down the street here, their grandparents, and they have a grandson, and I don't know his name, but he has the same problems that Alan does on Crazy Family too. And he walks kind of like Alan and everything. He may be a little bit more severe than Alan is, I would think. But anyway, I just wanted to drop this little video in there and tell you guys I don't ignore any comments. If I see them and it requires a comment, I will sure do it. But I don't do it intentionally. I just don't. I plan on doing one every Sunday anyway, so maybe people will get in the habit of that. But it is what it is. And folks, I appreciate y'all so much. I'll see you in the next one, and that's my story, and I am sticking to it for sure.